What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I want to talk about Devon Witherspoon just a little bit because that young man put on a show last night against the New York Giants. He's going to be really, really good. The Seahawks got a gem at corner, and he really had a showing out party last night. His coming out party, it was masterful. I want to talk about him long term, and I want to know what everybody's kind of thinking of him through his first. He's only played 3 games. He missed week 1, but he looks electric. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's talk about Spoon, because this man is a monster. This is a dude that was putting the clamps on any receiver that he was near, and then also providing pressure in the backfield and just bringing smoke into the gap. Like the dude, if you were trying to come through the middle, bam, you were getting laid out. If you were the Paris Campbell trying to set up a trick play, you got smoked on the edge. Or if you're Daniel Jones and you're trying to get a touchdown and trying to keep your team in the game, and Spoon has other ideas because he's watching your eyes and he jumps the route and runs the route better than your receiver, and now you got 97 yards going back the other way. Dude's going to be elite, right? It's not a knee-jerk reaction. He went top 5 for a reason. Let's look at what he's done through his first 3 games, what he's allowed, right? Because corners are kind of based off of like, okay, are you giving up big plays? Are you giving up a lot of catches? How are you playing out there? Through 3 games, he's given up 11 catches for 114 yards. That equates to 3.6 catches per game for 38 yards. That's pretty damn good. And the passer rating allowed when you're throwing that dude is 61.6. I think like league terrible is like 38 or like 37.6 or something like that. So he's like, that's insane. You're basically better off throwing at everyone else other than him. This is also a corner that has 3 pass breakups, an interception that was a pick 6. He also has 2 sacks, and he just doesn't miss tackles. He's one of those dudes that he's surefire on that. And a lot of corners, very iffy on the tackling, and that it can allow for bigger plays if you're not good at it, and it can also allow running plays to break free. Don't really have to worry about that with him. And I think long-term, Seattle has such a great cornerback duo with him and Tariq Woolen that like they're fast as hell. They're physical. They make plays on the ball. They're consistent, and they're not just all right, I got an interception, but I gave up a 70-yard pass right after. Like they're just quality. The talent is elite. And last week, PFF. So take it with a grain of salt. It is PFF here, Pro Football Focus. They graded him out at 90.9, which was second amongst all corners in the NFL last week. That's, take it with a grain of salt, but that's still really damn good. There's a fun fact that I came across. He's the first Seattle Seahawks player in history to have 2 sacks and a pick 6 in the same game. And that may seem kind of like, oh, okay, that's impressive. But when you look at the team that within the last decade has had All-Pro Earl Thomas, All-Pro Cam Chancellor, and All-Pro Hall of Famer, more than likely, Richard Sherman, you're in that, like, none of those guys ever did that. And they were insanely good players. And you did that in your 3rd game. And let's just make it easy, make it simple, right? This is a young, fast, decent-sized, super athletic, not scared to hit anyone, high IQ, just baller of a corner. Those do not grow on trees. They are almost impossible to find. Like, think of all the corners in the NFL right now, and which ones would you say are really, really good, elite in pass coverage? Like, don't get penalized a lot. I think Witherspoon has 1 penalty up to this point. Could be wrong on that. But also are very, very good at tackling. There's not even, you can go DB, so you can expand to safety if you want. But I feel like in terms of like the tackling is what kind of helps separate them a little bit, because there's really only one guy that I can think of, and that's Jalen Ramsey, who, for the longest time was insanely good in pass coverage, but was also just a hit stick at corner. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody, but like dudes don't play like him. He's rare. It's a rare breed. Top 5 for a reason, as I said. So all in all, what impresses you most with watching him? If you've seen his first few games, I've caught bits and pieces of the first couple. I was really impressed. I think he's a really, really talented player, and he's just scratching the surface of what he's going to be. Dude is going to be a nightmare. Thing I've really been most impressed with is the tackling and the good form tackling. That is something from a young corner you just don't see very often. The pass coverage, like you can be like, oh, he's a corner. He's got drafted top 5. He should be good in pass coverage. True. But, people kind of gave the Seahawks a lot of flack for passing on Jalen Carter. And, Jalen Carter looks like a monster as well. But, like, Witherspoon, it looks like a good pick because I like it. I like what he does. The dynamic with him and Tariq Woolen. Long term, they got their 2 corners for the next 5 to 10 years. And that's dope to me. But Witherspoon is going to be another level of corner. But anywho, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. Really appreciate you for tuning in and watching this video. But Witherspoon is going to be a guy you need to tune in and watch a lot because just watch this dude play. It's lights out. It's amazing football. I can't give him enough credit. But I'm done. Peace.